Ladies and gentlemen, this is John Rare back again for the Double Standard. Everybody knows about the Deep South IWA. I've got a very special guest, the controversial promoter himself, Kevin Brannen. How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing pretty good this evening, man. Just chilling around the house. Rain's coming down. You know, getting a little bit sleepy, but yeah, we're gonna do this show though before we settle in for the night.
Like you're more aware of it than probably anybody else about the double standard when it comes to deathmatch wrestling, and especially in general now, just having an opinion when it comes to political issues on Facebook, social media. You know what it's done.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, it's the double standards out there, man. Yeah, you know, like we can't do nothing right, man. We've done several of these shows, and I've pretty much laid my views out there, and there's a big difference in what people think that you believe and they think that you're about versus what you're really about and who you really are. And so, yeah, but yeah, it's a double standard too, though, man. I mean, yeah, you know it. I mean, you've been around a while. You know what's up.
I mean, we've mentioned it before, and other people have mentioned it before about, you know, the stab spot, Carnage Cup 7. When I stabbed Spider Boudreaux, if it would have happened in CZW, because, you know, CZW at the time, they were the king. They were the top deathmatch promotion. If it would have happened in CZW, nothing would have been said. You know, if it was Masada or, you know, one of the big guys that would have done it, nothing would have been said because, you know, they were named guys. Everyone's pretty much agreed, except for the haters, of course, that the only reason that spot was so controversial and so hated was because it was nobody, John Rare, stabbing Spider Boudreaux, you know, Southern guys, and mentioning Spider Boudreaux really quick. Everybody, please keep him in your prayers. He is still listed as critical right now. The medication that he is in, or the medication that they have him on, has him paralyzed currently, and he is on a respirator. So, you know, keep your prayers for the Boudreaux family, please. Now, talking about that, you know, if it would have happened anywhere, like I said, nothing would have happened. Nothing would have been said. You know, when, to be honest, when Masada slammed the Gusset plate on Danny Havoc's arm, or was it the opposite way around? So one of them, you know the spot I'm talking about, you know, slammed it on his arm, and you just seen the blood squirt everywhere.
Well, that's something I ain't never thought about till just now. The first time, let's see, when Masada and Danny Havoc got arrested, so Danny's gone too. The first time, it was actually Masada's idea. I give Masada credit for this, which Masada was the one that introduced the skewers, the wood skewers. Masada, he actually said in a shoot interview that he had saw those, I think at Home Depot or somewhere, and he had the idea in his head about using them in a death match. And if you look at them, if you get the full size Gusset plates, man, they're huge fucking spikes. And you put them on a damn board and you hit somebody hard as you can. If you look on the first match that they ever had Gusset plates on, when he hit Masada in the arm, if you look, there was more blood from the Gusset plate spot. The first time, there was the first Gusset plate spot ever. There was more blood and that on that spot there than when you stab Spider with the box cutter. You know, so if you want to go purely by damage-wise, the Gusset plate from a visual standpoint looked like it did more damage than, you know, than the stab spot. But, and there's been other things too, man. I think it was Marcus Crane and, shit, what was it, Japanese guy, Takeda. They did the metal pigeon spines. And I think that was the first time they'd ever been done in the United States. They might have been done in Japan. But, I mean, who's going to say anything about them doing that? Nobody, fucking nobody. But everybody knows those pigeon spikes, the metal ones, the plastic ones aren't lethal. But the fucking metal pigeon spikes are way worse than a box cutter stab when it's controlled. You know that box cutter stab, y'all was working together on that. The fucking pigeon spikes, they ain't no fucking way you can take a full-on bump straight down on them and control it. I mean, you're fucked. And actually, Marcus Crane, what did he punctured a lung, or he punctured almost right next to the lung, or do you remember, it was a serious injury, and I know he had to go to the hospital. Nobody said shit about that. Nobody said a fucking word. Everybody thought it was the greatest shit ever. And usually in Carnage Cups, we usually end up, in the past, we end up beating everybody else to the spots. But, you know, after 11, I slowed down and I quit. You know, obviously we hadn't done another one, and for several reasons. And so, but if we had introduced the metal pigeon spikes at a Carnage Cup, say at the last Carnage Cup, and somebody would have got fucked up, everybody from up north, from wherever, they would have said we was unsafe. They would have said that's fucking stupid. I mean, they'd have just fucking killed. I mean, just tore us new asshole, just killed us all online. And I mean, but like they do it, you know, GCW I've never seen GCW ever attacked or criticized for a gimmick or a spot. Never. And they've done some over-the-top shit. I mean, they've done some downright fucking dangerous shit. I mean, fucking Marcus Crane, you know, he almost died. And G-Rabbit almost died. Marcus Crane, he did some kind of match, and, you know, he had to go to the hospital, and, you know, he had fucking brain aneurysm or something, or some kind of brain damage. You know, he almost fucking died. And then G-Raver, he didn't, I think G-Raver wasn't as bad, but he had a really, really severe injury in a match. And now, the best of my knowledge, you know, Marcus Crane is retired, and I think G-Raver's retired. I don't think he's coming back either. But you know, nobody says anything, man. Nobody says anything about that. No, I have never heard one fucking criticism about it. If it happens in GCW, if it happens pretty much anywhere outside of the South, it's okay. But if it happens in the South, especially if it fucking happens on my watch, I mean, it's fucked. I mean, it's gonna be torn apart. You know?
Yeah, because if you remember at Angel of Death tournament, which we're rounding up the 1-year anniversary of that, but Angel of Death tournament, you know, we advertised pigeon spikes, and, you know, everybody was shitting on that idea, obviously, because they didn't want us to do it. And, you know, we ended up having the plastic pigeon spikes, which, you know, like you mentioned earlier, aren't lethal, but if you know, they're still sharp. They still jab you pretty fucking well. But once we had visuals of the plastic ones, everyone shit on us for that too, if you remember. So it was like, you know, it was damned if we do, damned if we don't. You know, you know how it is. We can't do shit to please the northern ones. And, you know, we do have loyal southern fans, and, you know, definitely enjoy that. And, you know, I mentioned doing this show, and someone actually sent me a message. They don't, I'm not going to release that name because they didn't want their name released, but they wanted me to bring it up. So I'm going to bring it up, and this is just for you. Apparently, I didn't get to see this video. Apparently the video got taken down. I don't know if you've seen it, but apparently Nicholas Gage had a video where he said that he would stab Trump's son, who's 14 years old, in the neck. And apparently it got deleted or whatever. But now, if you would say that you wanted to stab Joe Biden's son or daughter, whatever he's got, you would probably blackballed for everything, right?
Oh, yeah, well...
Did you see that video?
Yeah, I actually did. It was on the, it was like there's an interview series. No, it's a Q&A. Yeah, it's a Q&A interview type series that they're doing on the independent wrestling TV streaming channel.
Oh.
And what they're doing, they sitting down with Nick Gage and they're asking, you know, questions. I think it's fans like send in questions and they ask them anything, you know,
Oh.
And so it was on there, but I don't know how that got brought up. I can't remember how that shit got brought up. Anyway, he said that's what he pretty much said, which, like he said, he was talking about his son was like 14 years old, you know, was talking about stabbing a kid. You know, this guy here, I mean, hell, he's supposedly the man in death matches, talking about stabbing a kid. Yeah, that's, you know, pretty telling about it, which I ain't got no use for the guy, you know, which I pretty much now, man, I'll be honest with you, man, I'm pretty well soured on the whole deathmatch scene. The combination of the hate, the bullshit, drama, double standard, and all, you add it all fucking together, I pretty well have soured. Like, the only reason why I'll still fucking do anything now is for my guys. Damn, let's say my guys, I'm talking about like yourself, you know, Cody McCulley, you know, Blaine Evans, Jay Blade, you know, Jeff Hart, Little Donnie. I'm talking about the guys that I love and I fucking consider like family. That's the only damn reason I still do this shit. If it wasn't for the guys that I love and for the few loyal fans that love us, I wouldn't do this shit no more. I just be honest, I wouldn't do it. But I still, it's almost like a family reunion. Like the way I look at shows now, I look at shows now more like a family reunion where I get to see guys that I like and that, you know, we're tight like brothers and we get to hang out. I mean, that's why I do shows now. I don't do shows just like for the money or anything. Like I literally do shows now like just to fucking hang out and get to see my guys work. And then also I get to work with them. I mean, that's it, man. Like, I do it more for that now than anything.
Now,
because all these other reasons, man, I would have done quit this shit. But I mean, that's true. But like, yeah, getting back to videos that got took down. Speaking of fucking videos on MDKC, which, you know, I'm not saying anything negative about MDKC. If they want to still push our shows and shit, that's up to them. You know, I'm not man, either way, I mean, I know some of the moderators on there have made some unsavory comments about the police and about Trump and about conservatives and stuff like that. And that's fine if that's, you know, that tells me what kind of people they are deep down. But, you know, I'm trying to just say, hey, let's just do wrestling. And like, I'm trying not to bring this shit into it. The only time I bring any of this shit into wrestling is when I get attacked personally. When I get attacked personally, then I feel like I got to defend myself. So anyway, I found this video, this black conservative Trump supporter. I think his name's Lee Cash is his name. And he's a black dude. He's a conservative and he's Trump supporter. Well, and he made this video. He was like outside of his restaurant, and there was his buddies were standing outside, some guys he knew, and he was trying to talk to them, and you know, he was asking who they was gonna vote for, and they were saying Biden, and he said, well, let me tell you the truth, let me lay it down, let me lay it all down for you, brother. And so, and man, dude, he was laying it out like he was popping facts off left and right. I mean, he was quick-witted and everything. The dude, he knew his stuff. And he laid it all out there, man. He just fucking destroyed the left and destroyed fucking liberal bullshit and destroyed fucking Biden and Harris. He made, you know, all the points why they should vote for Trump and everything. So I figured, well, hell, I'll share that, because I was accused of being fucking racist again. And so I said, well, you know, I share it, because this dude here, man, he's cool, and me and him on the same damn page. And I said, okay, so I'm such a goddamn racist, why have I said, this dude is cool, man. And so my whole thing is an ideological thing. Because dude, I'll tell you straight up, a fucking white liberal, especially white Yankee liberals or white Southern liberals, I do not have no use for. Them motherfuckers are stupid. I would really talk with fucking Lee all day long. Me and him could talk, and we could get along, and we wouldn't have no problems. But yeah, according to everybody else, I'm a goddamn Klan member and racist and shit. Okay, that's cool. Well then, look. So I shared the damn video. It might have stayed up 5-10 minutes. Well, Aiden Blackheart commented on it. He's like, well, you know, it's talking about keeping politics off of the wrestling. And I was like, well, dude, they always bring the shit up when my name gets brought up. And I said, all I'm doing is sharing this video, but it don't fucking matter. Because the brain dead son of a bitches that are on here, they don't fucking care that the guy's black. They're fucking brainwashed. They're fucking idiots, man. They're fucking elevators that don't go all the way up. That's why I said, dude, it ain't about race, man. It ain't about, it's about politics, it's about ideology. And it's about culture. Because, dude, there's good and bad in all races. But I'm telling you, these motherfuckers, especially when you get, the further north you get, the worse it is. Down south, you don't see it as much. You don't see the really, really far left, stupid, brain dead motherfuckers. But when you get north of Tennessee, you start seeing them motherfuckers. And you can spot one a mile off, and I don't give a damn if this video gets posted on there and they never put up a goddamn show again. Fuck them. We'll do, and that's part of the reason why I brought the fucking $10 page back. The reason why is because I'm gonna have fun with my guys, the guys they make fucking fun of. All of a sudden, they won't interview guys like Jeff Hart and Lil Donnie and American Giant and Ray the Rug. They want to interview all these guys and they get all the fucking hits, man. Thousands of fucking hits. And so fuck it, them's my guys. I said, we'll just have a good time a southern audience. I ain't got to get back on mine. I mean, we can put posters out and run the goddamn newspaper. It don't give a fuck to me. If they blackball me on the fucking Facebook, I'll get off Facebook. We'll just fucking do it local. I don't care. But if I do keep running, I'm gonna run for my guys and for my fans. I'm not gonna run for the haters. Fuck the damn haters. Fuck the Yankee liberal son of a bitches. And fuck them if they don't, if they don't like it. Fuck them. I'm not gonna bend over for none of them son of a bitches.
Now I know another.
Sorry about that, John. I got on the damn soapbox there.
Hey, that is cool because it actually brings up another topic, which was I know it was a few weeks ago, but because I actually had to ask you who he was, and it ended up being Ian's son. Remember, Ian Rotten, I guess. But that guy was talking trash about you, and then I got blocked or something, so I couldn't even read the messages no more. But Ian was doing a show that had Ian was doing 3 shows in one, I guess, throughout the weekend, Prince and the tag team death or whatever. But then they said he canceled after the first night. And, people said it was because of the ring and everything, but people also said there was, barely no attendance there, which is, common. But someone personally sent me a message talking about it was a money issue as well, which, that happens all the time. But when it comes to the double standard, if that was you, Deep South, yet again, would have been the shit talk of the nation. They'd be like, Kevin, if you can't do shows, don't book it, blah, 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 why are you booking unsafe rings, blah, 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 you know what I mean.
Yeah, well, that's the thing about it is I had never, I've tried to always consistently pay the boys, every time they get, whatever we agreed on, and sometimes some of the guys, we don't talk about money up front. We just say, man, just take care of me best you can. But I always take care of the guys as best I can. I don't never underpay guys like way underpay guys. That doesn't happen. And like you said, I think you did that interview with Painting's Kid, and you remember he was going to be an angel of death, and then he was on the fence, and then you talked to him, and I think we did an interview, or you did an interview with him, and then I talked to him. Like I was going to book him, but dude, man, it don't matter, man. I could book, I could book anybody, man. It don't matter, because if you got a fucking computer, you know everything, and you get on there and you get behind that keyboard, you're the smartest person in the world. And you get on there and it's fucking keyboard warriors. And they got it in their head that I'm a damn Nazi or Klan member or something. And it don't give a damn, man. I could book blacks and Hispanics. I could, whatever. It doesn't fucking matter. Now, what they want me to do is come to their side, and be a fucking brain dead liberal, but that ain't gonna happen. That ain't gonna happen. I mean, they want me to say I gotta agree with them on every damn thing, and they want me to compromise my, personal convictions and my personal political convictions and my, in my religious faith and stuff. Dude, that ain't gonna happen. I mean, it ain't gonna happen. I mean, I'm sorry, but there's certain things that I ain't gonna compromise on. I mean, I just ain't gonna do it. And that's got a lot to do with it too, man. I'll be honest with you. Because most of these guys are not that principled. And they just kind of go with the flow. And if you ain't with them in the moment, if you're not with them and they're not on board with that whole far left, mentality,
Yeah.
And you can't, but then they think you're a damn hater and a bigot and a racist and shit. But dude, and then even then, you can't be from the damn South. I mean, if you're a straight white Christian Southern guy, I mean, you're fucked, man. I mean, there's something you're racist, man. You're whatever. I mean, you're a hater. You know, if you're from Alabama and you're a white dude and you're straight and you go to church on Sunday and you vote for Trump, I mean, you're a fucking Nazi. You know, I mean, that's just a fact. I mean, that's the way they look at it. I mean, that's their mentality. They've been brainwashed by the left. I mean, they watch NBC from their damn CNN from their damn mom and daddy's basement. Most of these fans, most of these guys from up north, and even probably a lot of these wrestlers that hate on us, they live in their mom and daddy's basement or their fucking grandma's basement, and they back behind the fucking keyboard talking all that shit, and they watch liberal media, and they get all their fucking news from liberal media and from left-wing sources. That's fact. I mean, that's fact. You can spot one of these motherfuckers a mile away. And after 2 minutes of talking to them, you know where to get their information from.
Now, just mentioning Trump, I just thought of this. This was actually going to be a topic, and I forgot about it till now. But I did see where someone mentioned John Zandig. You know, as long as I've been alive and known deathmatch wrestling, no one has ever said anything negative about John Zandig. Ever.
Ever.
But
I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I don't think you've probably followed since the beginning. I followed CZW since 1999 when they fucking started. So I followed Zandig's career. Matter of fact, in 2000, I remember sending him an email. The first show that I ran was in 2001. I had actually talked to Zandig via email about getting him to come to Alabama and do a death match. And nobody knows that. I've never released that information until now, but that's a true little, I guess you call a little secret out of the box that I'm coming out of right now. So, but anyway, go ahead, John.
But the other, you know, it's probably been about a week or so, and you know, it was on the MDKC club, where out of the blue, someone was bad-mouthing, you know, Zandig. So look, you know, like Reddit, seeing what was going on, they started talking shit about him because he was a Trump supporter and he supported Trump. And as I mentioned, nobody has ever talked shit about, you know, his wrestling. But now all of a sudden that he was a Trump supporter, they were like, oh, all he does is big bumps, he can't wrestle, you know, blah, 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 blah. And I'm just like, I've never heard a fan ever talk shit about this man. But now that he's a Trump supporter and he said something, now these people come out of the woodworks to talk shit.
Now, speaking of that, man, I really wish you could get him on your show. Actually, two guys. I wish you could get Zandig on there, and then the other one is Necro Butcher, because Necro Butcher is another one the fans have thrown under the bus because many people don't know Necro Butcher helps made a turn. You know, he's got lymphoma. Was it Hodgkin's lymphoma? I think is what it's called. But anyway, he's got Hodgkin's lymphoma, and you know, he quit doing drugs, and then I heard he goes to church on Sunday, and he's a Trump supporter. Like he's an awesome guy now. And of course, he's not in good health, but it seems like he turned his life around. Man, dude, the fans have come out of the woodwork and they have destroyed his name and have acted like, I mean, he never did anything for them, and they just just totally drug his name through the mud and stuff. So I mean, they doing Zan. It looked like he turned on Zandig the same way. That's why I said, man, I wish you could do one of these shows and get Zandig and Necro Butcher on here. I mean, maybe if not at the same time, but maybe two separate shows. But I mean, you might could do like a long show. Maybe have them on the same night or something. I don't know. But I sent you they're both on Facebook. I know you couldn't get Dylan. Maybe you could talk to Zandig. If you could get through to him, you might could get a hold of Dylan and maybe get him.
I've sent them both messages. Like currently, neither one of them has looked at the message. Now I did talk to Necro, probably about a week and a half ago, but that was about something else. But since I've sent him the other message, no, he hasn't read it yet. But you remember whenever he came back and did that match with Schlack, and everyone gave him shit because of the way he looked, and people just downed him and put the dude's name through shit just because of that. And obviously they didn't know what he was going through at the time, but after they found out why, they tried to sweet talk and blah 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 blah. I'm telling you, in all my years of wrestling, the fans have become pure shit when it comes to something that they don't like. Just period. If they don't support it, they're going to drag it through the fucking mud.
I'm going to tell you, man, social media is the worst damn thing that ever happened.
Well, you know it. As of right now, I am banned from Facebook again, and all I did was simply say something. A truth. A simple fact. And Facebook took it down. And then, of course, banned me.
You got a 30-day ban?
Hell, it was a 30-day and then like 5 days put on top of it. It was more than 30 days.
Damn, man.
Which does, completely didn't make sense. But, hey, fuck Facebook. Once I get back on there, I'm just using it as a sharing device for my YouTube, and that's it.
Yeah, well, I gotta make an announcement, man, because I gotta mention this. We are gonna do Carnage Cup 12. I know we originally had talked about trying to do it around the end of the year, but I mean, due to I think what we had, we had talked about doing it at the place we did the shit apocalypse. But after thinking about it, and that's why we had mentioned doing it like in December, because we were thinking about doing it at the place we did shit apocalypse. But then after calculating like to do it and calculating the cost and shit, I was like, man, I can't risk like doing it by invite only, and then not have nobody show up. And then I was scared that if I advertised it, like wide open advertised it, and then the commission showed up, and so I'm like, okay, well then, so I figured that fell through, and then I actually had talked to Randy at the campgrounds about doing it, and this was the first time I had actually talked to him since he told me we couldn't come back. He said he would consider it, but if he did decide to let us, we could not do light tubes at all. And so I don't know that I want to do that. I know Hardcore Hillbilly said he had a place in Georgia, possibly, but he had talked to the guy the other day, and he couldn't give me a definite answer. I was thinking about maybe April, and he couldn't tell me this far ahead. There's one other place that I know we could do it at. It's up there. I think you're familiar with that guy named Hoghead.
Yeah.
As of right now, the only guaranteed place that with no questions asked that I could do it at is at Hoghead's. It's either especially with all the haters and shit, I really want to do 12 now. If I don't, I can't say for certain if I do any more after that, but I do know I want to do 12 now. I've kind of got the fire lit under my ass to really want to fucking do it now. It's just a matter of finding the place, and then is the place we're going to be at, is there going to be any restrictions due to COVID-19? And so, I don't know, if I had to guess right now, we may just do it at Hog Hands, because if I do it there, I know there won't be no restrictions. The only downfall is it's outside, and so if it's bad weather, you know what you have to deal with that. So I don't know. I don't see us being able to do it in the building. I just can't see. I can't see being able to do it in a building, not in the glass and fire, and not without having to do social distancing. So that's another thing. I don't look for social distancing to go away by next year. I look for it still to be having to fucking do social distancing mask next year. I mean, that's what I think. I mean, I hope not, but I'm not too optimistic about it, man. What do you think?
Honestly, I would say it all depends on who gets voted in office. If Biden screws his way into office with the mail-in ballots, which is my prediction, is that they are going to screw over President Trump because of the mail-in ballots. If Biden is the president, I believe that the social distancing bullshit will continue and will probably be even worse. But I have a feeling that if Donald J. Trump is re-elected for 4 more years, all the COVID bullshit will go away because it is nothing but a ploy by the Democratic Party and China.
I think, man, what the shit I've been reading lately is it's been saying that what could end up happening is that on election night, it's going to firmly show that Trump wins, but due to mail-in ballots, it's going to take weeks, possibly even a month or so, before they count all the mail-ins. But by the time they count all the mail-ins, it's going to show that Biden actually wins. And I don't see Trump handing over the White House peacefully. I don't know what's going to happen, but I don't see Trump just handing it over, man. Because if he wins and then ultimately if he wins and then ultimately loses due to mail-in ballots, he's gonna say he got fucked. And he already said that if he feels like he gets fucked, then he's not gonna give up the reins of power, which is gonna cause possibly a civil war. Nothing like that's ever happened in the history of the United States. So I'll tell you, man, this is the most volatile election, like the most crazy. I mean, I don't know, man. Like seriously, like whoever fucking wins, I see the country potentially splitting up, man. I don't see the country remaining like one country. Like I see that if Trump fucking wins, then the left is gonna want to like fucking break away from the United States. If Trump fucking loses, then he's not gonna give up. He's not gonna surrender, which is gonna ignite the fucking left, and then there's gonna be civil war. So I mean, it's fucked either way. Like I think shit's gonna be fucked up either way, man.
I mean, if you want to see how things are going to be if Biden is elected with Harris, all you have to firmly do is look at California on how fucked up California is, and that's what they want to do to the United States itself.
Yeah, my theory is if you leave them in charge for 8 years and they get, because socialist, like basically socialist stuff, socialism, basically sneaks in, so to speak. All you gotta do if you want to see what the future of the U.S. is gonna look like is look at Venezuela. Venezuela is a good fucking example of how socialism works. If you let it sneak in the back door, so to speak, all you gotta do is look at fucking you look at Venezuela, look at fucking Cuba, look at the former Soviet Union, man. All you gotta do is just fucking look. This shit doesn't work, man. This shit doesn't work, man. I seen this little cartoon the other day and said socialism, and it had a fucking light socket, and it had this liberal guy with a damn fork trying to stick a fork in a light socket, and this conservative guy was standing beside him saying, "Nah, dude, this ain't gonna work." And he's like, liberal guy's like, "Yeah, man, I'm gonna put it in different, and if I put it in the right way, it's gonna work." And he's like, "Yeah, motherfucker, you're still gonna get electrocuted." And that's it, man. You're gonna fucking get electrocuted. I mean, it's not gonna work. It's not gonna fucking work. But I mean, I know brain dead motherfuckers like that. Fucking Mac Glover, aka Smooth, who was a former worker, is a socialist. He was a Bernie supporter, and he says, he thinks it will work. He's one of those brain dead guys. He's as far left as you can fucking get, man. You got them, man. I mean, they're out there. But all you gotta do is look on social media, man, and see what it is people like us. See, I don't share like fucking articles, but I won't get into an online debate with anybody. Because it don't do no fucking good. And so the motherfuckers, I'm kind of just quiet and lay it back unless like I get poked and I gotta defend myself. But it's always fucking liberals that seem like their bark is loud. Well, I'd rather have a good bite than a loud bark. If you know what the fuck I mean.
Yeah.
So, but I'm sorry, man. I know I took over most of this interview, man, but when I get on these subjects, man, I know I get on the fucking, get on the rant and shit. I mean, that's just how I am. I apologize for that, John.
Well, we can't talk shit because your interview is the #1 interview on my channel. The only thing on my channel that has more watch time than your Kevin Brannen interview is actually 10 Mile Cemetery 2, which is one of my newest movies. So if you haven't already watched it, 10 Mile Cemetery 2. But your interview is the #1 thing on the channel besides that. So your voice obviously brings the haters to the yard.
Man, speaking of movies, man, and our buddy Lewis is getting very, very close. I know I've been saying it a while, but having a rare release. He's been sending us clips along the way here and there. It is being done. It is being finished up. I know why it took so long is he has so many projects, and I knew he had projects already in the works before he'd done ours. And so what it is, he's pretty much a one-man operation. And then he works a shoot job too. And so that's why, and he had to get his shit out there. He knew that he had his money tied up in first before he could get mine out. I understand now, man. I know fucking, that's the way it works. And I mean, I'm cool. I mean, I know it's gonna come out now, and I ain't worried about it. So, which brings me to something else. I won't go too far in, but I have mentioned to him I have another idea for a movie, And who knows, maybe make my transition over into movies. I may be doing less wrestling, and it just depends. It depends on how Rare does. If I make my money back on Rare, and I can talk to Lewis, and we can talk over this new idea I've got, hopefully maybe we can do another movie. Got another one, man. I think it'll be a fucking kick-ass movie, slasher film, and so I don't know. I guess we'll just have to wait and see, you know. But
well, talking about new movies, right now we currently have a new one in the works called Chapman's Hill 4, the final chapter, which is going to be slightly different than the other ones. It's going to be more of a comedy horror, but that will also be uploaded to my channel hopefully within a few weeks. It's definitely going to be funny and worth the watch.
you know what you need to do is all these movies, what's the running time on all these films you did?
Usually they're all under an hour for me. The ones that are on my channel are all under an hour.
You know what you need to do is you need to get them all together and release them as like the trilogies or anthologies, you know, together and try to upload them on some of these damn streaming websites, man.
Yeah. Well, you know, I think there was a company in Louisiana, it's called Magnolia. I originally sent one of the movies to them to see if, you know, we could get it released or whatever, but I never did get a reply, so that's probably a no. Or maybe it went and just sat on the desk and never got looked at. I don't know.
Yeah. I talked to Lewis, man, because Lewis has got connections with these distributors. I talked to him, man, and what I do is I put them all on a damn disc or a flash drive, and I get Lewis's address and mail the footage to him, and see if he can talk for you as a middleman and see if he can get you some distribution on them. I think they probably do better as like an anthology or like a. You got two sets. You got Chapman's Hill and then the other one. What was the other?
10 Mile Cemetery.
Yeah, 10 Mile Cemetery. I would release the 10 Mile Cemetery movies together as a set, and then release the Chapman Hill ones together. So I do like two separate sets and release them since they're around an hour a piece. I would release them like together, and so that they can run together. It's two separate anthologies or trilogy. Now the 10 Mile Cemetery, there's three, ain't?
No, there's just two of them, and currently working on the fourth, Chapman's Hill.
Yeah, so you could do the two 10 Mile Cemeteries. There's two movies together, like a double release, and then release the four Chapman's Hill together. That's the way, and that's probably how he was going to recommend it. I tried to do that, man. Try to hit him up and see what you can figure out.
Well, Kevin Brannen, do you have any final words you want to mention before we get off here?
Oh, man, the only thing I can say, well, I can ask if you think the last few people we probably had is probably going to blackball us now, don't you think?
Well, I know one group that never neglects us, and one group that definitely always allows my footage to be uploaded, and that's Deathmatch Empire. I'm pretty sure you've heard of them.
Yeah, I heard of them.
But even if we are blackballed in other places, that is okay. We lived without this shit before. We can do it without, because if I may remind you, and you probably already know, one of your biggest shows, LXW Thunder Mania, was a complete sellout. We're talking, how many was that? 600, 700? What was that?
It was actually, the official count, I think it was 597 people.
And you did that without, you know, these groups. You did that without, you know, all the shit that you get now. And that was an awesome show. Like that was one of the biggest ones I think you've ever damn done. And the truth was, you had no northern stars on it.
No, it was a completely southern show. Matter of fact, and we didn't have any social media advertising either. We didn't advertise it on any Facebook groups or anything. It was totally a local show. It was a local advertised event, and it ended up like you said, turnout wise, it was my biggest show I ever did. To this day, it's not been topped. Prior to that or since then, I had not drew anywhere even remotely close to that kind of turnout. So that was when no social media advertising. It was just fucking old school local advertising. But so yeah, it can be done, man. It can be done. I mean, even if fucking don't nobody outside of your local area fucking anything to do with you. I mean, you can make it work. I mean, there's plenty of local feds that run and don't ever rely on the fucking Yankee bastards to support it. I mean, it can be done,
Definitely, 100%.
But yeah, man, it's been a pleasure, man. I appreciate you having me on again, and I look forward to doing some more shows with you.
Awesome. Well, once again, this is the Angel of Death, John Rare. Thanks for joining us tonight. And up next, stay tuned for a small preview of Chapman's Hill 4. I can't. Okay.
Hey, one at a time. I didn't leave. Fuck, dude. Yeah, you did, man. Fuck. I'm gonna recreate the scene how I did last time.